Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Denago folding e-bike. If you watched this video right here, you know that the Denago full-size 26-inch tire e-bike has been my favorite e-bike for the past couple years. In fact, it's my go-to when I go out on the road until I hurt my knee. Now I was looking for an alternative, and I've tried quite a few folding e-bikes, and I found some really good ones out there. But this is my favorite. So Denago did it again, guys. It's all the upgraded features. There's things on this e-bike that it's hard to put into words, and when you're watching on the internet, you just see an e-bike. You don't really get the feel for it. So I rode this very, very quickly just to test it after I built it. But I'm going to take it for a big ride right now. I'm going to go out on the road and I'm going to test this thing out thoroughly, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. But just riding it around the block one time, it was like a dream. I am so glad that I got this because I couldn't even get on the other e-bike, the bigger one, and it really bothered me quite a bit. I may have to sell it. I don't know if surgery is going to help my knee. But guys, getting on this bike, I can't even bend my knee hardly, okay? That is awesome, and it's got a really big, bright display. It just looks nice, and it's really comfortable. So I'm going to take it out there on the road. I'll let you know what I think when I'm done. I think I'm going to like it. All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about the Denago Folding 1 e-bike. This is the first folding e-bike by Denago that I've tested. I think it might actually be the first one they've ever made. I do like the look of it. I think it's kind of cool. It's easy to get on and off because it's very low as the step-through area. And it also folds down really small. So it's kind of a nice design. I really like it. It fits riders anywhere from 5'1" to 6'5" too, because it is completely adjustable. So I like that a lot. So let's talk specs, guys. The tires here are 3 inches wide. They're 20-inch tires. But they don't have a lot of grit to them. So I would say this is more like a bike path or road travel type of an e-bike because there is no suspension whatsoever. The only suspension you're really going to feel is from those tires. It does use a 500-watt motor. That'll get you about 25 miles per hour on top speed while you are pedaling. It's a class 2/class 3. That means that you can get those maximum speeds, but it's also legal for those bike trails as well. It uses an LG battery, so you're talking about a 48 volt, 14 amp hour battery, which will give you around a 57 mile range on this e-bike in perfect conditions, of course. It does have integrated lights, both turn signals and headlight, which is kind of nice. So it's not a secondary unit that you attach to it. It's already on it. And this bike came almost completely built, so that made it a little bit easier. I love opening up a box and just having the bike there ready to go, and this pretty much was that way. I'd say it's about 90% built. Another nice thing about Denago is there's over 300 bike shops here, so where you can go take test rides, you can get service, things like that. And that's a big thing to think about when you are purchasing an e-bike. If you have any issues, where do you go? This one has over 300 bike shops, so that really makes it really, really nice. It does come in two models. I picked the gray and black. It almost looks like an off-white. It's such a light gray. But then there's also the blue and black. I personally like the gray, but the blue is really good looking as well. I think they do a good job with their paint schemes. I didn't have any flaws on the paint when I got it. No blemishes, no scratches. It came perfectly packaged and safe, which was really, really nice as well. And I do like the big display on the handlebars. I like to be able to see everything when I'm out there riding, even in bright sunny weather. So I did like that. But it does come standard with this back rack, and the back rack has like a bamboo plank, which a lot of companies charge extra for. This one is included in the price. Well, you let me know what you think from the riding scenes. I cannot get a grin off my face. I am very impressed with this e-bike. They're comfortable grips. The brakes were set perfectly. I like this little thumb accelerator, and I didn't think I would. I'm used to the half throttle on the wrist, but because a lot of those thumb throttles are really kind of plasticky, and I feel like they're going to break. This is actually pretty nice. It's actually a throttle that's underneath the handlebars right here. Very responsive, but it's kind of got some safety features. Like typically with an e-bike, if you just hit that throttle, you take off. With this one, you have to be in motion, so there's no accidental when you're getting off your e-bike, it taking off on you. And I know a lot of people that that's happened to. In fact, family members have crashed e-bikes, and they're probably watching this video, and I'm sorry, but I'm calling you out. You crashed e-bikes because you got off your e-bike without your brake on. Happens a lot. This has that safety feature. Pretty cool. So that's an upgrade. It does have a really nice back rack. This thing right here, it's got one of these wood plank back racks. I like it. It's different. It's kind of cool. It holds 66 pounds, so if I wanted to put a basket or some cargo back there, I certainly can do that on a foldable e-bike. Kind of a cool thing here. It's hard to see in camera, but it's got a, oh, here we go. Let's show it to you this way. It's got a headlight right here. It's a really nice headlight, and it's built into the frame. A lot of e-bikes, it's just kind of an accessory that you add. This one's built into the frame. I mean, they designed this e-bike for them. Removable battery, a lot of people ask about that. It's actually pretty quick charging as well. It only took me about an hour and a half to charge it up. It was at like 50–60% when I started. So overall, what's that, a 4 or 5 hour max if it's completely depleted? So that's a pretty fast charge. So I'm impressed with that as well. It has walking mode. So while you're walking, say there's a really big hill and you want to get up and walk for whatever reason, there's a walking mode. So it does it for you. Just kind of balance it and walk alongside of it. Maybe you want to get some extra exercise. I don't know. Pretty cool. It is an adjustable, double adjustable. So it has the seat adjustable. So if you're a taller rider, you can adjust the seat up as high as you want. Same with the neck. So if you want this a little bit taller as well, or you're a taller rider, they did this. And it's actually pretty smart that they did that, because now they can sell to somebody that's 5'1" and they could sell to somebody that's 6'8". I mean, anybody would be really comfortable with this bike. And I mentioned a lot of the specs already while I was riding, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But I will show you really quickly how to fold it down. I am going to say one thing as I kind of show you how to fold it down. This thing doesn't have a lot of grit on the tires. So if you're looking for kind of an off-road e-bike that you're going to take out on dirt trails where you're going to like race people or whatever, this is probably not the right bike for you. They do have on their website other bikes that do have meatier, grittier tires. The other bike I had by them had 26-inch really meaty, gritty tires. This thing right here are more street tires. They're thicker, as you can tell. I don't know the exact width, but I'll put the specs down in the description section. But so they're a little bit thicker, but there's not a lot of grit on them. So while you could do light gravel or some light dirt trails, I probably wouldn't consider this an off-road. It's just really comfortable. Upgrades I could do before I show you really quick. I always like to talk about upgrades. I do wish that the display was color. It's black and white. Their other models color, so I would have liked a color display. Still very big. It's still very bright. I'm not complaining. I just prefer color displays. I don't know. It's a visual thing for me. So that's one thing. Second thing is the seat's not all that comfortable. And they have some other e-bikes that have a more comfortable seat. It does have a nice seat. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's just not a lot of suspension in the seat, and there's not a lot of padding in the seat. And as you can tell here, there's really no front suspension either. So like I said, this really isn't an off-road e-bike. It was actually surprisingly quite comfortable on the road considering, and I think it's because the tires are kind of squishy and soft, and you only inflate them to 25 PSI, so you're really absorbing a lot of those bumps right there. But overall, fantastic e-bike. If I was going to rate this out of 10, I'd give it an 8.2. Really high rating. I've only had one other e-bike, and it was a Denago that had a higher score than that. So they just do a really good job. High-end components all the way throughout. So it's a big deal to me to have good quality components. How do you fold it? First thing you do is the neck, and this is very common with most e-bikes. So you just kind of fold the neck down, and this might get you in the car as is. But if not, you need a little extra space. You got a little sedan, something like that. You can just pop that right open, and there's a little latch you hold up, and you pop it open. And you just fold it in half. And a lot of times these e-bikes are a little stiff when you first get them. This actually wasn't. It was actually a really easy fold. And you can fold that all the way in half. I'm not going to do it in this video right here. There's really no need to, but you can fold it all the way up and then lift it up. Overall weight, I'll put the exact weight down in the description with the link. I'll put a link to where you can get this. It's not very heavy. Not very heavy at all. And that's big because fold an e-bike, you want to stick it in your vehicle. You want to be able to lift it. You can lift this without any problems. Can you get upgrades? Yes, you can. You can definitely upgrade the seat. It's a standard seat, so you can upgrade your seat. If you want to get a basket or one of those nice saddlebags, something like that, you absolutely can do that. Make sure you get some straps with it so you can strap it down to the frame. Don't forget to remove your battery in the winter. It is removable, which is really nice. What else can I say about it? I mean, I can't really say anything bad about it. I'm trying to nitpick and say, well, maybe a more comfortable seat. But besides that, guys, I mean, this is a really good e-bike for the price. Not the cheapest. Denago's never been the cheapest e-bike in the market, but they're also not the cheapest. You know what I mean? They don't use cheap components. They use really high-end components, and it costs money to do that. And this is not a cookie cutter e-bike like a lot of them out there. This is a custom mold for them. So you're not going to see another brand carrying this exact frame, which is a big deal to me. I don't know, maybe not to you, but it is to me. So anyways, this is my final thoughts. Great score on this. I love it. This is going to be my go-to. You're probably going to see this in the background of a lot of my videos because I don't want to get rid of it. I love it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.